For many years, the United States has been a land of opportunity, attracting immigrants from all corners of the world, people chasing dreams of freedom, success, and a brighter future. But recently, something surprising has been happening. Immigrants are not just leaving in small numbers, they are departing in massive waves. Between 2020 and 2023 alone, an astonishing 4.3 million people left the country, a trend that has only grown stronger since the COVID-19 pandemic. But why? Why are those who once sought opportunity now choosing to leave? Before we dive in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Let's get started. Number 1, skyrocketing housing costs. The American dream has always been about owning a home, a place where families can thrive, where children have their own space, and where stability feels real. But today, that dream is slipping away for many. In 2023, the average home price in the U.S. skyrocketed to $419,000, an 18% jump from the previous year. In major cities, the situation is even worse. In Los Angeles, home prices have soared past $900,000, while in New York, the average price has reached $690,000. Even renting is becoming nearly impossible. In Miami, rents have surged by 30% since 2020, putting immense pressure on immigrant families. The dream of homeownership is now just that, a dream. And for many, even renting is out of reach. Finding a place to live in high-demand cities has turned into a financial nightmare, forcing many to rethink whether they can truly build a future in America. Number 2, high cost of living and inflation. But housing isn't the only challenge. Living costs are rising fast, affecting every part of daily life. The average grocery bill for a family of 4 has soared to $1,200 per month. Basic food items have become shockingly expensive. Egg prices have jumped 60% since 2020, and milk now costs 20% more. Gasoline prices have surged to an average of $3.75 per gallon, making daily commutes costlier than ever. Meanwhile, electricity bills have climbed by 10 to 15%, with the average monthly utility bill now hitting $200. Every essential expense is increasing, putting more strain on families trying to make ends meet. For immigrant families, these rising costs are especially overwhelming. Many took the risk of moving to the U.S. for better financial stability, but with wages failing to keep up, survival is becoming harder. Every month, stretching a paycheck feels more impossible. The dream of a better life is slipping away, forcing many to question whether staying in America is truly worth it. Number 3, healthcare costs are crushing. And then there's healthcare. Once seen as a major advantage of living in the U.S., it has now become a financial nightmare for many immigrant families. The cost of a family health insurance plan has skyrocketed to nearly $22,000 per year, an amount that is simply out of reach for most immigrants. For those without insurance, the situation is even worse. A single medical emergency can lead to bills ranging from $3,500 to $5,000 per year, forcing families to choose between getting the care they need or avoiding the hospital to prevent crushing debt. Many struggle to afford even basic checkups, medications, or emergency treatments. These rising healthcare costs create a major barrier for immigrants seeking medical attention. Without access to affordable healthcare, families live in constant fear of illness or injury. Instead of finding security in the U.S., many now feel trapped in a system where staying healthy comes at an unbearable price. The dream of a better life feels more distant than ever. Number 4, uncertain immigration policies. Then there's the constant uncertainty surrounding immigration policies. With nearly 8 million immigrants living in the U.S., without legal status, many face a future filled with anxiety and fear. The lack of a clear path to citizenship or permanent residency leaves families in a stressful and unstable situation. Beyond the ever-present risk of deportation, the financial burden of gaining legal status is overwhelming. The cost of obtaining permanent residency can soar as high as $110,000, a price tag that is simply unaffordable for most immigrants. Even those who can afford the process often find themselves stuck in a system that can take up to 10 years to approve their applications. For many, the uncertainty is too much to bear. The fear of suddenly being forced to leave, combined with years of waiting and financial strain, has led many immigrants to make a difficult choice to return home. In their own countries, they may not have the same opportunities, but at least they can find stability and a sense of security for their future. Number 5, declining job opportunities and wage stagnation. For many immigrants, the United States was seen as a land of opportunity, a place where hard work could lead to a better future. But in recent years, rising costs have outpaced wage growth, leaving many struggling to make ends meet. While wages have increased by only 3.1% per year, inflation has surged between 8% and 9%, making everyday expenses even harder to afford. This growing gap means that the money immigrant workers earn today has less value than before. Buying groceries, paying rent, or even covering basic bills has become a constant challenge. Instead of being able to save money or invest in their family's future, many find themselves just trying to survive from one paycheck to the next. The dream of financial stability and upward mobility is slipping away for many immigrants. Stuck in low-wage jobs with few opportunities for advancement, they are left wondering if the sacrifices they made to come to the U.S. were truly worth it. The struggle to achieve a better life is becoming harder every day. Number 6, better quality of life and opportunities in home countries. It's not just about the struggles of living in the U.S. Many immigrants are choosing to return home because life is simply better and more affordable there. In countries like Mexico, India, and Colombia, the cost of living is often 40% to 50% lower than in the U.S. A family can live comfortably on just $1,000 to $1,500 per month, something nearly impossible in many American cities. Returning home offers more than just financial relief. Many immigrants can start their own businesses, live close to extended family, and invest in their future without the constant stress of rising costs. Instead of struggling to make ends meet in the U.S., they find stability and a better quality of life back in their home countries. In fact, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, over 70,000 U.S. citizens moved to Mexico in 2022, with many citing lower expenses and a higher standard of living. For many immigrants, going back home isn't a step backward. It's a chance to live a more fulfilling and stress-free life. Number 7, political and social tensions. Beyond financial struggles, there's another major reason immigrants are leaving. The political climate in the U.S. has become more hostile toward them. Many no longer feel welcome or even safe in the country they once saw as a land of opportunity. Anti-immigrant sentiment is rising, with 65% of Americans in 2023 expressing negative views about immigration. For those who arrived seeking refuge or a new beginning, this growing hostility has made life in the U.S. more difficult. Xenophobia and anti-immigrant rhetoric have turned what was once a dream into a daily struggle. Instead of feeling part of a nation built by immigrants, many now feel alienated. The reality is changing. While the U.S. still offers opportunities, an increasing number of immigrants are questioning if staying is worth the cost. Skyrocketing housing prices, unaffordable health care, stagnant wages, and an uncertain future are pushing many to leave. For them, the American dream is no longer in the U.S. It's somewhere they can truly build a better life. Do you think the U.S. is losing its charm for immigrants? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in. If you like this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more engaging content. Catch you in the next video.